Welcome aboard the 2025 Heyday Wake Boats H Series. Right now I'm sitting aboard the H22, which is the 22-foot version in the H Series. This boat has a 14-person seating capacity and a ballast system that sits right at 2,950 pounds. We also have the H20 in this series, which is the 20-foot version. That boat's gonna have a 2,400-pound ballast system, and it's gonna have a seating capacity of 12 people. We've made some really great improvements to the H Series this year, and I'm really excited to show you guys. So the storage in the H Series is really well thought out. We've got huge storage up in the bow here. All three of these outside cushions lift up and you've got great storage underneath of there. And then also my favorite storage compartment in the boat is right in behind the passenger seat over here. We've got this L seat that opens up and we've got massive area in there. You can store boards, life jackets, pretty much anything you want in there. Moving into the back on both sides, the benches lift up and we've got storage underneath there as well. And then at the back bench, right in front of the center seat there, we've got the heated hatch, which is a great place to put life jackets, towels, especially on a cool day. If you're up north, you put your towels and life jackets in there, you grab those after your session, and they're nice and warm. And then also for the H22, we've added in that same storage that we had in the H20. So instead of those transforming seats in the rear, we now have storage underneath those seats, which is a huge plus. We have a very versatile seating layout in the H Series. Starting up at the bow, we've got tons of room up there to lay out and enjoy the sun or just cruise down the lake. And then moving back, we've got the passenger seat with the L seat with the huge storage in behind it. But then in front of that, we've also got the adjustable backrest that you can pop up and it serves as another backrest for another person to sit facing backward. So we've got the great wraparound seating in the cockpit area, and new for this year, we have a new function for the seat. So that seat is easily removable, the back bench seat that is, very easily removable to access the engine compartment. And we've also added that really nice step through on that back bench to make sure you're not stepping on your upholstery. And of course, the most popular place to sit in the H Series is these rear-facing cockpit seats. So these are approved to sit in while the boat's underway, so you can sit back here and watch as your friends ride, or also while you're just cruising down the lake. And we've got these nice gator step spots right here, which are a great place to stand while you access the new board storage up on top of the bimini. So for 2025, we made some improvements to our bimini top. We have changed the mounting hardware. So we went ahead and changed those pins to ball and socket mounts. It's much easier to set up, way faster, much better. And also we've added additional surf pocket storage up on top of the bimini, so you got more room for gear on the boat. So first up, to set up your bimini, you're gonna wanna take off the bimini cover. First, you wanna undo the clips that attach it to the tower, and then you can remove the zipper. Next up, you're gonna extend the front portion of the bimini over top of the tower. So after you get it extended over top of the tower, you're gonna undo the zipper and get out the stabilizing poles and put them into place in the designated holes in the front of the tower. So after you get those front posts into place, you can come back to the rear section, fold out the back portion of the bimini, and now you get to try out those new hardware. So we've got these ball and socket hardware that are really easy to lock into place. All you do is just pull this spring-loaded pin, put the ball into the socket, give it a half turn, and you're locked and loaded. So for 2025, all of our towers have the same hardware to fold the tower down. So they're gonna have these hand knobs. All you do is just loosen this off. And our towers all have gas shocks, which make it a lot easier to set up and stow your tower. The tower is going to fold down in behind the windshield, and it's not going to have any contact points, so it's a great feature for storage. A new option for the 2025 H Series is the Flip Surf magnetic wake surf system. So this system isn't needed for the H Series. You can just go ahead and use the surf left and surf right that's a part of our integrated wake system as a part of this series. But if you want to speed up the whole process from switching from left to right surf, this is probably the best move for you. So right from the factory, the boat's going to have a track system on the outside, and then this magnetic plate just sticks to it. So you just got to reach down there, you set it, and forget it. So this thing has got 3 different locking positions. So we've got 1, which is going to be the most mellow, 2, and then 3. And then to lock it into place, all you have to do is push together and it snaps into place. And then after that, all you do is reach down and it sticks to the plate. And like I said before, you set it and forget it. So moving into the helm of the H Series, we've got a couple of really cool features in this boat in comparison to the WT Series. We've got this upgraded helm seat. It's got a cutout here for your legs so you can face everybody in the interior. It's adjustable in many different ways. We've got the bolster that pops up to sit higher, and we've also got tilt so you can face everybody in the cockpit area of the boat, and it also moves forward and backward, along with the steering wheel. The steering wheel has tilt on it so you can get nice and comfortable and dial in this driver's area for yourself. So if we looked on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, we're gonna have the stereo control there. We've got a Rockford Fosgate stereo system. This boat has the upgraded system, which consists of the subwoofer, the amplifier, 2 tower speakers, and then also a transom remote so the rider can customize their volume and their tunes right before they hop in the water. The touchscreen, so the main difference on the touchscreen of the H Series, it's going to be a standard feature with the H Series in comparison to the WTs, and it also has upgraded Heyday software. So that software is going to be where you control your ballast, your interior lights, and then the same as the WT series, that's where you're going to control your cruise control and your smart tow. But your ballast and a lot of the other key features to set up the surf wave and wakeboard wake are going to be integrated into the touchscreen on the H series. So we wanted to make it as easy as possible to set up the wake for both wakeboarding and surfing on the H series. So if you're going to go for a surf, you've got the integrated wake system right here, the IWS, which is built into the touchscreen. You can just hit surf left or surf right, and it's going to set up the wave for you automatically. Or if you got the added option of the flip surf magnetic shaper, you can just fill all the ballast, and then you're just going to switch that from side to side. You can also use the wake plate, which is a standard feature on the H series, to customize the shape of the wake. If you have that plate all the way up, you're going to get the tallest, steepest wave, and if you put it all the way down, you're going to have the shortest, longest wave, which is great for beginners because it doesn't have nearly as much push as the maximum size wave. And for wakeboarding, I like to have all the ballast completely full. Advanced riders, I would suggest do the same, but for beginner riders, no need to fill up the ballast, and you can also use that wake plate to customize the shape of the wakeboard wake as well. You can put it all the way up to have the biggest, steepest wakeboard wake, and you can put it down to mellow it out a little bit. So for wake surfing behind any of our boats, I suggest going somewhere between 10 and 11.5 miles per hour. It depends on the size of the rider and also just your personal preference, but somewhere in there should get the wave dialed in perfect for you. So if for some reason you're having some trouble cleaning up the surf wave on your H series boat, you can just add a little bit more weight to the side the person is surfing on. So for example, if someone's surfing on the driver's side of the boat, this right-hand side, and the wave's a little bit washy, I can just take some passengers from the left side, from the passenger side, over here, or I can also add some ballast to this side. And say if you have all the ballast completely full, you can just go ahead and drain some out of the passenger side of the boat, and that should clean up the wave perfectly for you. And one of my favorite things to show people on this boat is the split screen feature. So on the right-hand side, you're gonna see a plus button. You can click that plus button, and then you're gonna see your different applications off to the left-hand side. So all you wanna do is click the 2 icons that you want most. I click save, and then you're gonna see that on the, it's gonna go directly to that screen, but then in the future, if you want that same screen, you can click on that grid that's in the top left-hand corner, and you're gonna see it saved on the right-hand side. And you can also do a third if you really want. So if I want to put in the navigation or whatever it is. So it's a really nice feature to have, especially if you spend time on some really big lakes. You can put your Heyday software that's got your ballast built in there, and you can also do a split screen with navigation to make sure you don't get lost. All right, and I'm gonna save the best feature for last with the touchscreen. So just like every other towboat on the market, we've got cruise control that's gonna hold that speed steady at your desired pick. But then we've also got an option called Smart Tow. So that's gonna hold your boat at a steady speed, but it's also gonna control the acceleration. So we've got 5 profiles pre-built into the boat. One's the slowest, 5's the fastest. You're gonna go ahead and pick that profile. So say you want a nice, slow, smooth takeoff, you're gonna pick profile number 1. As the driver, all you gotta do is make sure that the rider's ready and the rope is tight. You push the throttle all the way down, and the computer does all the acceleration for you. Then below that, we're gonna have some additional buttons to control some more of the vital options of the boat, like the bilge pump, the navigation lights, and those type of things. And then also behind me here, we've got a nice little storage cubby for the driver to put any of their daily boating necessities. And yeah, it's a good spot. One of my favorite places to be in the boat.